This is KGW News at 11.
And we begin tonight with breaking news of a shooting inside a grocery store in Bend. Police say a man with an AR-15 rifle opened fire inside a Safeway store, killing 2 people. Police say the suspect has also been killed. Welcome to KGW News at 11. I'm Catherine Cook. This is a developing situation. Here's what police are telling us right now. Tonight, at about 7 o'clock, at least one shooter was at the Forum Shopping Center in Bend, firing shots in the parking lot. Then police say the suspect entered the Safeway grocery store and shot someone at the entrance. That person has died. Police say the shooter continued firing throughout the store, shooting and killing another person toward the back of the store. When police got there, they found a third person dead in the store, and they believe that was the shooter. Police say they recovered an AR-15 rifle at the scene. Bend police spoke about the incident at a press briefing that wrapped up just a few minutes ago.
Our hearts go out to the victims and the families in this incident, and we know that this is a frightening thing for our community and something that we would never want to happen in our city. We're doing everything we can to follow up on every lead and investigative detail that we possibly get.
The FBI is also involved in this investigation. We expect to get more updates from officials tomorrow. We don't yet know if other people were injured in addition to those who were killed. In Portland, police are investigating a shooting on 122nd and Burnside. Here's video of the scene. As you can see, several officers are there and parts of the area by the Max stop are closed off with police tape. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. Police in Seaside are searching for a suspect after a shooting there this afternoon. Police say Jeremy Morinville shot a man at his home around 2:45 this afternoon, then took off. Medics transported the victim to a Portland area hospital where he's being treated. They say Morinville was recently released from prison and should be considered armed and dangerous. Investigators don't think the shooting was random since the suspect and the victim knew each other. Oregon is now in a state of emergency because of wildfire threats. Governor Kate Brown made the announcement on Saturday. The big fire making headlines is the Rum Creek Fire. That's in Josephine County. So far, it's burned more than 8,000 acres on the Rogue River near Grants Pass. Experts say strong wind caused the fire to explode in size. As of this morning, 3 structures have been lost, including a home. The fire is 0% contained and more crews are going out to help. Strike teams from the Oregon State Fire Marshal's office are among them. So are crews from Clackamas, Douglas, Lincoln, and Lynn counties. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri joins us. And Joe, you're following wildfires across the state burning nearly 20,000 acres.
Absolutely right. We're looking at about 3 to 4 different wildfires have been burning. I just kind of looked at some of the updated numbers, and that fire you're talking about, the Rum Creek Fire, is now at 9,500 acres. And across the state, we're looking at nearly 20,000 acres of burn so far, and relatively quiet so far. But we've been seeing kind of things pick up a little bit, and looking at some of the cause behind some of these fires, Catherine, a lot of them have to do with lightning, and there could be another round of thunderstorms that move in through parts of southern Oregon here over the next 48 hours. So the fire danger is going to remain high. Also, reason it's going to be high, very dry across the Pacific Northwest. We haven't had a drop of rain in weeks. You have to go back to July 6th, and you can see 18,500 acres across the state are burning right now. Largest wildfire is the Rum Creek Fire at 9,500 acres. And as we look at the winds here locally, pretty quiet, and they're very quiet down in Klamath Falls and near Medford, where that fire continues to burn tonight. And as we look at the smoke forecast, it's going to be very dense, obviously near Medford here the next couple of days. But heading into the later part of this week, some of that smoke could filter into the metro area, very light amounts. But again, if you're going to be traveling south into the Northern California, Southern Oregon, you're definitely going to be noticing the smoke. The low relative humidity is going to be another issue down in Southern Oregon. At one point this evening, Klamath Falls, you're seeing relative humidity levels down to about 17%. Now it's pretty high, close to 50. But again, once we start to see the daytime heating move in tomorrow, the next couple of days, that is going to be playing a big factor. Again, down in that part of the state, Catherine, temperatures could be right around upper 90s to low 100s the next 3 to 4 days.
It's getting hot. Thanks, Joe. A thrift store in Northeast Portland is closing its doors for good because of rising crime in the area. Christelle Kumwe stopped by Annie Bug's attic to learn more.
From knickknacks to games to toys, we also have records and shoes.
At Annie Bug's Attic Thrift Store on Northeast 110th and Sandy, neighbors find a place stocked with affordable secondhand goods.
It's nice to be able to give back to the community.
They also operate as a pay-it-forward store.
We give clothing out to those that are struggling.
But shop volunteer Caitlin Austin says lately they've been dealing with their own struggles.
And we have seen a rise in the crime over in this neighborhood.
From theft, arson, and harassment, it's all led to fewer customers and forced neighboring businesses to close.
We've had somebody that pulled a knife on my mom and co-founder of the Pay It Forward store as well, because they were trying to steal stuff.
Austin says reporting the incidents to police hasn't helped, which led them to a difficult decision.
We don't want to see it go, but with all the crime rate going on, we got fed up with it.
Next month, after almost 3 years on this block, they'll close for good.
Just because it's becoming unsafe for the customers and for us.
This area is getting bad.
Jared Mitchell often comes to the store to pick up a few items.
I feel bad that, we're going to lose them, but you got to do what you got to do to be safe. Everybody has a family.
Austin says it wasn't an easy decision to pack up their goods and leave the neighborhood, but it was one they had to make.
So we basically literally don't have a choice but to let it go with all the chaos going on.
The last day for Annie Bug's Attic Thrift Store will be September 15th. They're asking people to stop by if they need free clothes or to just show support. They're also looking for nonprofits that need donations so they can share what they have left when they close. Christelle Kumwe, KGW News.
I think it's very, very interesting what happened. I think it's dangerous.
An early morning explosion in downtown Portland destroyed food carts, damaged several buildings, and shattered hundreds of windows. Several streets were also closed because of it. So far, police have not reported any injuries. Blair Best reports on the aftermath and investigation.
Broken glass and debris cover many of the sidewalks in southwest Portland Sunday morning.
You can see many buildings, high up windows that released like sheets of glass.
Broken windows all over the neighborhood.
Crews spend hours cleaning up the damage. Portland Fire estimates about 300 windows were shattered from the blast, which happened at 3:40 Sunday morning. When police arrived, they found an explosion in the Fifth Avenue food cart pod.
I think it's absolutely crazy and wild.
Donald Johnson lives right behind the food carts.
I'm a veteran with really bad PTSD, so it popped me up quicker than anything.
And we heard this explosion, and so I called down the front desk and said, was it an earthquake? And they had no idea what it was.
I just saw it. I think it's ruined.
This woman works in her son's food truck, which was destroyed by the explosion.
This morning, we got a call from the FBI. Between 3 and 5, there's nobody here. We left at 11:30 and everything was fine. And it happened between 3 and 5, and there's nobody here. It's not open, so something had to have happened.
Portland Fire investigators say there is no indication of explosive devices, and it's being investigated as a fuel gas explosion from something like propane.
These food trucks are really famous, these people that work in these food trucks, and I always eat here every night.
It's so sad. I opened one month. Yeah.
This woman owns a Thai food truck 3 doors down from where it happened. She and her family came to check on her cart after learning about the explosion on Facebook.
It's so sad. My food cart, Thai food.
So far, police say no one was hurt.
Very thankful. I mean, that could have been awful.
And I'm just glad nobody got hurt because all the activity here.
A little bit of a downtown angel going on maybe in this area.
Blair Best, KGW News.
This is newly released video from the U.S. Capitol. It shows 20 rioters inside Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley's office during the January 6th attack. It's one of several videos that KGW obtained from the U.S. Department of Justice. The videos were used to sentence 25-year-old Felipe Marquez in Florida. According to the DOJ, Marquez entered the Capitol building and asked Capitol Police for selfies and fist bumps. He then spent about 10 minutes with other rioters inside Merkley's office. They left trash on the floor, tore art off the walls, and put out a cigarette on Merkley's desk. Marquez was arrested about a week later after a tipster saw the videos on Snapchat and gave them to the FBI. Marquez pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct. He was sentenced to 18 months probation, including 3 months of home detention. This November, Portlanders will vote on whether to change the city's form of government. And now, City Commissioner Dan Ryan says he does not support the changes and will vote no. There's still a chance the changes could happen. If approved, the City Council would expand to 12 commissioners, 3 each from 4 geographic districts. Portlanders would also select candidates in order of preference, something called ranked choice voting. Commissioners would no longer be in charge of city bureaus. That responsibility would go to a new city manager. The mayor would move to an executive role without veto power, but could still vote to break a tie in council. And that's the part Ryan disagrees with. He explained that during a taping of Straight Talk with Laurel Porter.
I'm voting no because I think that we don't need a weaker mayor. I think that the executive mayor position should be on city council. I think having the mayor in dialogue with the rest of the city council is very healthy. I think local government is hands-on and it's relational, and I think it's important for us to not be separate from one another. So I like having the mayor as a part of the city council.
You can watch the rest of Ryan's conversation with Laurel Porter on Straight Talk on our KGW YouTube page. Betsy Johnson is now officially on Oregon's November ballot. State election officials announced her unaffiliated campaign for Oregon governor collected enough valid voter signatures to qualify. She needed some 24,000. Johnson is a former Democrat and state senator. She'll face Democratic nominee Tina Kotek and GOP candidate Christine Drazen in a 3-way battle November 8th.